We've made it through the first 3 quarters of the year. What a roller coaster this has been this year. What I want to do today is to share with you, how do we win the game of real estate in the 4th quarter of the year? So I grew up playing sports all the time, and I had this coach one time that told me that anybody can be leading in the 1st or 2nd quarter, but champions are made in the 4th quarter. That's when everything comes together. That's when you can adjust to some of the things you've seen earlier in the game and make sure that you finish strong. So what I want to do today is I want to share with you some things that we can be doing in the 4th quarter this year to not only win this game, but prepare ourselves for next year. The first thing is this: evaluate where you've been. You know, some of the best sports teams in the country will make evaluations on how's the game going. Maybe it's a halftime where they look at film, or maybe they look at things that have happened. They react to things that have changed, things they had prepared for that didn't go the way they thought. What is it in the first 3 quarters of this year that you thought were going to work that didn't work, and that you're still doing? What are the things that you weren't expecting, but that now all of a sudden you got some momentum in that area? Begin to evaluate where are your listings coming from. Where are your buyers coming from? Where are the opportunities that you didn't see before? When you evaluate where you've been, you see where the strengths are, and you dive all in the 4th quarter, there's no doubt you're going to finish the year stronger than you began the year. The second step is to identify the low-hanging fruit. Who are the people that, if you spend time with them, are likely to buy or likely to list their homes either end of this year, first of next year? I used to use a next 10 list. I kept it right in front of me. It would tell me who my next 10 buyers were going to be. It tell me who my next 10 listings were, where they were going to come from. You see, when you have a list in front of you, identify the low-hanging fruit, and you spend time focusing on those folks, you make sure that you don't let anything fall through the cracks in the 4th quarter when a lot of people will kind of coast to the end of the year. The third step is to do unsolicited CMAs. This is super practical. I'm going to tell you, when I got out of sales, my last quarter that I was in sales was the last quarter of 2018. What I decided to do was I made a list of all of my past buyers. I made a list of sellers that had mentioned they might sell in the next couple of years. I made a list of just owners that I knew. And I decided I was going to do an unsolicited video CMA for those owners on where their value was. I didn't ask them if they wanted to sell their property. I just gave them an update on where it was. I used BombBomb. I recorded my screen, went through the comparables, gave them an idea of where the value was. The video was about 10 minutes. I sent 72 of these out in the last quarter of 2018. Out of those 72, between then, when I started, the 1st of October, and the 1st of May when I shifted out of sales into the position I'm in now, I listed over $11 million and had $9 million worth of sales that were generated directly from those CMAs. Make sure you're adding value. You see, in the 4th quarter, you've got an opportunity. I did 1 a day. If you're going to be there, do 1 a day. I did 72, took some days off for Christmas and Thanksgiving. All of a sudden, that set the table, not just for the 4th quarter, but for the first half of the next year as well. The 4th step is to think long term. Listen, we're not just setting the table for the 4th quarter. If you do the things where you add value to people, you're going to have a tremendous 4th quarter. But think longer term. What are we doing today that's going to set the table for next year? What are we doing that's going to set the table for the second half of next year? How are we adding value? Whether it's through unsolicited CMAs, whether it's through just checking in with people, whether it's sending out something at Thanksgiving where we're just sending a quick video to thank people that did business with us the last couple of years and tell them they were on our mind. What is it you're going to do in this last 4th quarter that's going to set the table, not just for now, but the future? You see, when you do the things on a daily basis, not only does it generate business now, it's seeds that are planted that show up in the 1st quarter, the 2nd quarter, and the rest of the year next year. You see, when you do these things, when you focus on your 4th quarter and making sure you're adding value, your business can't help but grow. I hope this is helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.